Hi everyone, it's Jason here again from horoscopefriends.co.uk. Well, I say again, but maybe you join me for the first time, and if that's the case, hello there. Or welcome back to all of those of you who watched me last week, and thank you very much for the feedback. This week I'm concentrating on the week commencing the 13th of November to digest it all for you love-wise, based on a new moon in Scorpio at the weekend, which is great for a new start, and Venus, the love planet, also in Scorpio, connecting with Neptune. So this is a kind of a gooey time, sentimental, romantic, call it what you will. Let's kick off with the sign of Aries. Now, you're going to be doing it because you want to do it. That's my main message to you this week. People may sidle up to you and say, you're not going to do it like that, are you? Or they may not understand your reasons for doing something, but as long as you know the reasons, then that's fine. You don't feel the need to justify them to anybody, and that's a good thing. Now, if you're single, you're going to be attracted to sensitive, artistic types, and you're also going to maybe want to do something maybe that you wouldn't normally do. I don't know. I mean, maybe Madonna fancies a plate of egg and chips sometimes, or she would do if she were British. But you get my meaning. Maybe you do something that's maybe out of character. But not for the sake of it. It's more because there's perhaps something in you that's an unfulfilled ambition, something latent. Now, in a relationship, I also have to say that it's better to be kind of upfront about finances, because secrets have a habit of floating to the surface or being wheedled out in relationships. Taurus, you've got a really pronounced independent streak this week, I would say. You appear to be happy if other people are happy, and you are in the main. However, maybe you're not as contented as you, or content rather, as you think, or as you're trying to make out. Normality, the humdrum, the day-to-day, it can kind of get to you a little bit more. So you might try and shake things up in your relationship by doing something spur of the moment and spontaneous. If you're single, I think you're going to be attracted to an outsider, somebody on the periphery, somebody, a bit of a maverick, and somebody who maybe other people don't understand, or other people have got strong opinions on, but you know better. Gemini, this is a week where routine can either lift you up or it can pull you down. On the one hand, you want routine. On the other hand, you don't want something predictable. It's also a week where you're very single-minded. Now, the main message I have for you, though, from what's going on in your part of the horoscope, Gemini, is that people will say to you, "Oh, it's not personal," but believe me, everything this week probably is personal. It's also rather complicated. People you work with can be maybe a little bit of a pain. Nobody wants to work with the pain, but in relationships we kind of put up with the hidden sides of people. And if you are putting up with something, or you don't understand somebody because they're too complex, please text your question to Jason. 78887 is the number. It's not a canned reading, it's not computer generated. Everything is looked at on its own merit and considered. Or if if it's too complicated for that, you can call one of my colleagues, wonderful astrologers, all of them, on 0207 111 6384, and all the terms and conditions are included in the description of this video. Then we come on to Cancer the Crab, and you're in watery heaven, I would say, this week, because the two planets I mentioned at the top of the video, Venus and Neptune, are in your fellow sign, water signs of Scorpio and Pisces. Get it right. I watched a show on TV the other night, actually, about flash floods and how floods have shaped the planet that we know. And I really do think that the water is probably the most powerful element, or it certainly is this week. So you do have kind of a lot of power at your fingertips. You're wielding power and influence, even though you may not know it. I think you're also going to be attracted to Bear Grylls types, the outdoorsy types. So So there. So let's see what happens with you this week. You do like to know what's going to happen though, so you kind of may try and make something spontaneous that really isn't. There's a lot of planning behind it, if that makes sense. Leo, tick-tock, the passage of time is kind of a lot more, you're a lot more aware of it, let's say, this week. You're also going to be feeling a little bit more nostalgic than usual, looking out for family as well. And maybe that could hinder you if you are looking for a relationship of your own, because they're like demanding more of your time, or you're being sucked into that vortex. Now, you're also attracted to somebody, believe it or not, who's a little bit up and down, or who may change their mind, who's quite sensitive and maybe a bit snappy at times. And you maybe recognise where other people fail to, that this person is just bristly or defensive because they're hiding a kind of a soft centre. Then we come to you, Virgo, and for you really are a bit of a charmer, I have to say, this week. You know that things have to be done by committee. They can't be done, one person can't make the decision because everybody has to have a say. So luckily you have a lot of patience for that kind of thing. Patience also helps you if you're single, because maybe you may have to work on somebody, or you may have to wait until one situation moves on to free up the person that you maybe have your eye on. You also have to stay attracted to brains right now. And remember that whoever you're attracted to, or if you feel you don't have a voice, or you don't know how to play a certain situation, please text your question to Jason on 78887, or for more of an involved reading, more than you get from this video horoscope or the written horoscopes, please talk to one of my astrologer colleagues on 0207 111 6384. Now we come to Libra. Now you are the relationship sign, as I said to you last week, as you probably know as well. Now this week, if you're single, you are going to be attracted to people who are hard grafters, because you know that money talks. You also kind of in tandem with this have we're here for a long time mentality, so it's the long term. Not that you're not going to have a good time this week, I don't mean that. You're also looking for a kind of a psychological clear out, so you may have an actual clear out of stuff in the house that has negative associations that you no longer want to have around you. This brings me to Scorpio. Now my washing machine is on the blink at the moment. Why am I telling you this? Because it's washing everything at 90 degrees, and you're kind of having a similar situation on the people that come into contact with you, because you're hot, you're intense, all the rest of it. And your stinger is actually on the blink this week too, because you're more happy-go-lucky, you're more come day, go day, take me as you find me type thing, more relaxed. You're also, I think, you've got more of a social conscience, not that you don't normally, and you may want to attract attention to yourself whilst championing another cause, like Lady Godiva, I don't know. Sagittarius, it's covert operations for you, and someone who hasn't had it easy in their life could possibly move you, I would say, at the moment, because you have a very pronounced sympathetic streak. You're also somebody who wants to keep people together and unite people. But then again, you also know that secrets keep people together too. And you have kind of a realistic take on life, more so than people give you credit for. If you're single, I do think you may be attracted to non-committal types, or maybe people who are out of reach because you yourself don't really want to invest at the moment in something that's kind of emotionally tangled and complicated and all the rest of it. Now, if that kind of, the picture I've just painted resonates with you, you really should text Jason along with your question, whatever that is, to 78887, or you can always talk to somebody extremely friendly and professional and all the rest of it on 0207 111 6384, and all texts and calls are of course in complete confidence. Capricorn, I mean, you may not know much about trigonometry, but do you know a lot about people this week? You really do. And some people try their best not to let us read them, but you're aware of the dark forces that move people this week, definitely. And you also see right through people. They're a lot more transparent to you, whereas other people are kind of they're missing it totally, what you see. Now, if you're single, that all applies to you in a relationship, I would say more so. But for single Capricorns, it's a good time to be single, I would say at the moment. There are lots of benefits to be had from that. And you may look around you and think, you know what, I'm actually quite glad that I'm not having to go through what some of the people in relationships in my life are going through at the moment, okay? Aquarius, you're professional, you're unflappable, you're kind of maybe a little bit rigid on occasions because you're perhaps reacting to situations, or you're reacting in a way that you think you should react. Whereas once you relax a little bit and drop the shoulders, then you'll kind of come into your own and get into your stride. I would say that there's probably something bubbling under the surface in a relationship that you maybe have to extract and ease it out a little bit using your inherent skills, of which you have many. Money chats can also be a little bit complicated, and maybe you're kind of in a scenario where it's do as I say, not as I do, and you might want to challenge that, which is absolutely fair enough. And that brings me on to the final sign, Pisces, and for you, this is quite an adventurous week. There are lots of challenges, but you don't mind that at all, you really don't. You could also be looking for a holiday or a time away, even just a night away would be quite good in a relationship, to alleviate any pressure there is around you, I don't know. Or if you're suffering from a little bit of Christmas dread, or you just can't face all of the expectations that are building. So maybe this is the time to vocalize this and to say, look, I think we should perhaps tone it down this year or whatever. And if you're a single Pisces, and this is said time and time again by surveys or people, anecdotally you hear this, that the single most attractive thing about a person is their ability to make you laugh. And that's what you're looking for if you're single, somebody who is a good laugh. Now, remember, that's about everything. Yes, it is. That's about everything from me this week. But please do remember that you can call 0207 111 6384 and speak to one of my colleagues, and they will talk to you about your own personal horoscope, and that goes beyond what we have in our written horoscopes and what I can cover here, purely because of time constraints. And also, you can text Jason plus your question to 78887, and we'll get back to you with an answer once we've considered it. So thank you once again for your time, and I hope you can join me next week for another Love Horoscope Roundup. I've been Jason Caddy, and please keep logging on to horoscopefriends.co.uk. Bye-bye.